It is a Tuesday afternoon in New York City. A man collapses on a busy sidewalk. Hundreds of people walk past. Nobody stops. Nobody calls for help. And the man lies there for 40 minutes. This is not a story about cruel people. It is a story about a flaw so deeply buried in human psychology that it activates automatically, without your permission, without you even noticing. And the most terrifying part? The more people who witness something, the less likely any single one of them is to help. That is not an opinion. That is science. In 1964, a young woman named Kitty Genovese was attacked outside her apartment in Queens, New York. Reports claimed that dozens of neighbors witnessed the assault and not one called for help. Two psychologists, John Darley and Bib Latane, refused to believe people were simply heartless. They believed something systematic was happening, so they tested it. They brought participants into a room and had them communicate with others via intercom. During the conversation, one recorded voice began having what sounded like a seizure. What changed between participants was how many other people they believed were listening. When alone, 85% of people immediately got up to help. When they believed four others were also listening, only 31% helped, and they waited far longer to act. Same emergency, same person. Completely different response, based entirely on how many others were present. Darley and Latane called this the bystander effect. The mechanism underneath it they called diffusion of responsibility. When you are alone and someone needs help, the full weight of the situation lands on you. You act. But the moment others are present, your brain quietly redistributes the responsibility. Someone else will handle it. Someone else already called. Someone else is more qualified. And when everyone thinks this way, responsibility belongs to no one. There's a second force at work called pluralistic ignorance. You see someone on the ground. You are not sure if it is serious. You look around. Other people look calm, keep walking. So you conclude, maybe it is fine. Maybe I am overreacting. You take your cue from the crowd. The crowd takes its cue from you, and everyone collectively decides nothing is wrong, even when something clearly is. Now here is where it gets personal. Because this does not only happen on busy street corners, it happens in your workplace when something unfair occurs and everyone waits for someone else to speak up. It happens in your friend group when someone is struggling and everyone assumes someone closer to them will reach out. It happens every time you notice something wrong and just wait, for someone else to move first. That is the bystander effect, and it is operating on you right now. But here's the most important thing the research found. When people were simply told about the bystander effect before being placed in a situation where it could occur, they were dramatically more likely to help. Understanding the trap is enough to partially escape it. So do not judge the people who walked past. Under the same conditions, most of us would do the same. Instead, make the decision now, in advance, to be the one who moves first. Because in every single study, across every culture tested, there was always one person who helped. Not because they were braver, not because they were better, but because they did not wait for someone else to go first. If this video made something click, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to keep seeing the real story behind money, wealth, and why the system works the way it does. New videos drop every week, and if you know someone who needs to hear this, share it with them.